All right, same as before, isolate the radical and solve. So here we go. You've got x minus the square root of x squared plus 3 equals to minus 1. Get rid of that x that's up front. Let's get rid of this. Minus x from both sides, minus x from both sides. That's gone. But look what you've got. You've got minus the square root of x squared plus 3. Okay. Minus x minus 1 here. Now, look what I've written down here. When you're isolating your radical, make sure that the radical becomes positive. So in other words, it's sitting out here right now as a negative. Get rid of that. Simple. Multiply both sides by -1. Okay? That means multiply by -1. There we go. That means you have to distribute it into here. Look what happens. This guy here just changes signs. That becomes a positive x squared plus 3. Okay? That's what this means. But look at this. Minus 1 times all of this just becomes x plus 1. Okay, that wasn't so bad. But wait a second. We still haven't found the restriction yet. So maybe now that we've got this down to a simple little radical, which is sitting out here like this, let's figure out what this restriction could possibly be. You know that x squared plus 3 has to be greater than or equal to 0. Move the 3 over. Check this out. You got x squared has to be greater than or equal to minus 3. And then you would square root this. Well, wait a second. You know and I know you can't take a square root of minus 3. So because you're in a situation like this where you can't take a square root of minus 3, that means there is no restriction at all. That means there's no restrictions to this. Take a look at this. And here's the reason why. If you look at this number, which is the square root of x squared plus 3, if you look at this, think about it. Is there any way of making this a negative? Absolutely not, because every time you put a negative, let's say even -1, and you square it, it becomes a positive. So you're always going to have a positive times a positive. So what's under the radical sign will always be positive. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on that one. It's going to be positive. So this one has no restrictions. No restrictions. All right. Now, with that in mind, so now that makes it really, really easy. Or does it? How do you get rid of this square root sign again? Well, of course, you square both sides. Uh-oh, now we got a bit of a problem here. Think about this. This gets rid of the radical sign for us, giving x squared plus 3. But what does this mean? Yup, x plus 1, which means, guess what? FOIL. Yup, x squared. Oh my goodness, plus x gives you plus 2x. And of course, 1 times 1 plus 1. Oh my goodness, that looks terrible, doesn't it? No, it doesn't, because I'm going to show you some other little trick here. One of the things that you're going to start doing right off the bat is you're going to have to combine like terms. So I'm going to start with the x squareds. Look, you got an x squared here and you got an x squared here. How do you bring one over to the other side? And what happens to it when you bring it over to the other side? You subtract both by minus x squared. And check this out. That cancels. But look at this. This is an x squared and this is a minus x squared. That cancels as well, leaving you with 3 equals to 2x plus 1. Oh my goodness, how simple was that? Isn't that nice that the x squareds cancel out? Oh, how fabulous. Now you can just plain old solve this. This is now like grade 9 algebra. Check it out. That cancels, leaving you 2 equals to 2x. And of course, our favorite thing to do after that is divide by 2. Divide by 2. That cancels. X equals to 1. Oh my goodness. What a tremendous question. Tremendously difficult. And then suddenly you get this beautiful answer of x equals to 1. How nice is that?